These nuts, these nuts, these nuts, my nuts. Whose nuts? My nuts. Multiracial white supremacy. Oh, fuck. Multiracial white supremacy. My favorite type of supremacy is that in which is multiracial. Let's see if this is even live. There you go. Look at that. Saltine Crackers. Oh boy. Let's see how it sounds. Does it sound good? Or is it going to ruin my day? I feel like today I've had a decent day. Let's see how it sounds. Does it sound good? Sounds decent. Or is it going to ruin my day? Sounds decent. Doesn't look too bad. Okay. Let's go here and put it on non 1080p. Hey there, welcome. Welcome to the stream, my friends. It's a nice Tuesday. It's a nice Tuesday afternoon. I finished paying my taxes, which is always a good thing, meaning the IRS isn't going to be on my ass. So I'm free. I'm free from the run, as they say. I feel every time that I owe them money, I feel like I'm on the run. Now I'm no longer on the run. I feel like I'm a safe man. They got Wesley Snipes. If they could get Wesley Snipes, they could get anyone. But this is a stream I haven't done one in a bit. I feel like it's a little bit overdue. I haven't been feeling well. I haven't been feeling too well. I have a hernia, and it's a self-diagnosed diagnosed hernia. It's not necessarily something that I've gone to the doctor for yet. I signed up for insurance, but the way it works here in the States is that you got to wait till the next month. You got to wait till the next month when you sign up. So I got to wait till the first to see an actual health specialist, an individual that spent way too much in school. I can't imagine spending much more time than I did in school, and then going way past that, and then having to deal with the rigors of being a medical professional. But I'm gonna have to visit one later on next month to hopefully see what's going on here. I know it's a hernia because it seems to match all the symptoms of a hernia on WebMD. So that's my so far my pick. Also started in my crotch. Started from my crotch and then it went to my stomach. The more I worked out, so we'll see. We'll see. It could also be a tumor there. Sounds good, Piggy. Hello, Black King, Mr. Cake and Mr. Dizzle. I really miss ham radio. Hernia magic, yeah, making the hernia disappear and reappear. Well, the weird part is that it doesn't hurt, but it's there, right? And I didn't realize that I had one, and I kept working out. But I've realized that when I worked out, it was the pain would stay in my crotch, so I would just ice it, and then eventually I it worked up to my stomach, to my lower right abdomen. So I feel like it's definitely present. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on the PK community as to where um, the hernia stands. Hopefully next month when I get it checked out. Crotch magic. Does somebody say my name? Ham radio. Nobody said your fucking name. Okay. Nobody said your. Well, somebody alluded to your name. They didn't say your name, but they alluded to it. What's been going on in Magic? I really don't keep up with Magic. I feel like a lot of times I get my Magic news from Magicians Roasted on Instagram. That's how I get my Magic news. Typically, that's what lets me know what's going on in the drama sense of Magic. But not really fun. Not a lot of things go on in Magic that are worthy of conversation. A lot of products come out though. A lot of shit. That's pretty much what it is. It's just a bunch of people putting out stuff, and that's about it. There's nothing interesting or relevant. Magicians, I think, have otherwise boring lives, at least the ones that are of public. A lot of Jason Ledane blowing minds. Yeah, yeah, that's one. I follow him on Instagram now. It's ridiculous. I don't understand half the shit he does. He does like a wash shuffle, but then does the aces and then catches a card. The guy has to be. If he has kids, I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised that man has fathered children just because of how much time it looks like he's dedicated to Magic at the card table. Did you hear Pig Kid got a hernia? Hashtag. Um, I don't know if that's intended to be humorous, but uh, that's the thing that I want to start doing, by the way. I've noticed that I look at a lot of comments on videos. I was just looking at one on TikTok, and an individual wrote a comment that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I want to actually actively I don't want to say stalk these people, but I want to follow them and I want to actually interview them. People that leave comments that are provably objectively retarded, and ask them, let me ask you a question. What were you thinking when you left that comment? Like, what was your motivation? I think that that would be a wonderful series. I feel like that would be a hysterical series when if I reach up to people and just follow them based on their dumb comments. I realized I had this on Top Chat, by the way. You always want to change the live stream chat to live chat. You don't want to have it on Top Chat because if you have it on Top Chat, you know what ends up happening? YouTube ends up censoring that and you end up getting the worst of the worst. Also, I learned this recently, and I don't know if it's true. A friend of mine told me that every domestic beer is a twist off. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm here struggling every time to find a bottle opener, not knowing that every domestic beer is a twisty. Card Master X, the card trick master. You had to say it twice there. What's up, man? What's up, dog? George McCrate says, good question. Ropes Magic, we'll do tutorial on that. I don't like seeing ropes in plural because it reminds me of the porn community. So whenever you say ropes, I assume that you mean ropes in a different sense, right? Like, boy, that guy's shooting out ropes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's how I imagine it when I see it in in writing there. Sam Adams isn't a twist off. Well, he said domestic beer, and I've tried it on several, and it's worked. Sam Adams, I don't purchase because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm gonna take your word for it. You've probably drank more than anyone else here collectively. Ham Radio, being currently represented by Daniel, which by the way would be a fucking nightmare. We've already talked about this. If Daniel was in charge of Ham Radio, it'd be over. It'd be over. I gave him I didn't give him a shot, but he gave himself a shot by streaming Doom playthroughs on the Ham Radio account, and I'm still shaking out of anger watching those streams and watching him be silent playing video games for whatever it was, an hour and a half, not saying a word, and just oh, this is hard. Every 5 minutes. Oh man, yeah, this is rough. That's it. Just playing silently. What's the point of a playthrough? What's the point of a playthrough? If you're playing a video game and you're streaming it, the point is this interactive bit, right? You're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to talk with the people that are there. I never understood the game playthroughs where you watch somebody play a game, right? I've done them. I've played Minecraft before on a stream. I don't get why people would watch that for the game. I guess maybe for the communication aspect of it. Xavier says, "What the fuck is that huge dongle?" Well, see, this is what we call a rig, right? I can't say the word that I'm thinking about, but this is a Wi-Fi extender so that I could actually see myself on the stream here and not have an issue on my 7-year-old backup shit laptop. So this is a Wi-Fi extender. So I know. Usually when it comes to every time I've chatted with Xavier, my favorite thing is that he does the same thing, which he starts flexing the amount of equipment he has. And he's like, no, 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 look at this, look at this. And then it's essentially 2 hours of Xavier flexing on the amount of equipment, which is, by the way, very, very ballsy in Queens. I assume your security system is quite substantial in order to have all those things there and not have some dude roll it up and trade it for an ounce of weed or meth or heroin. But I love that. And every time I see this, I compare that to your production value, and it makes me feel like I have a little dick. But I like it. I like the shit aesthetic streaming from the phone, right? Have a mic, have the weird dongle that's padded out here. Noah Reed says, "Where can I get a pig cake card pad?" This is actually a life hack. This is not a pig cake card pad. This is not official by any means. This is not something that was. This is a bath mat that was purchased from Wish.com. So that's the life hack for this. This is a bath mat, right? As is the Taco Bell one. So this is not actually something that I had made, which some people have asked me, like, "Hey, Piggy, did you have this made? Is this something special that we could, purchase from your store?" No, this is something that I think I bought for 2 cents from Wish.com. I could take advantage of it, purchase them, in mass, and then sell them. Um, but you could just cut the middleman and buy them. I think they ship for free from Wish.com. So I mean, the other one that I have is a Taco Bell one, which is also a bath mat. I think that one was sent to me. This one I think I purchased, but the Taco Bell one I think was sent to me graciously. Yeah, this is the epitome of rigged, right? I can't say the word, but rigged. You know what I'm saying? Blank rigged. I don't know if that's in your Europe they use that particular term, but here in the U.S. That term, right, a very derogatory racial term in front of the word rig is used to illustrate whenever you have something that's not necessarily rigged to its maximum capacity, as is my setup. So I enjoy it though; it fits the aesthetic of the channel. Let's see. Why is your computer made of Legos? That's a back, again, that I made for the Surface Pro 4, which actually had a function back in the day. I would put stuff. So I would Lego stuff to like hard drives, and I would connect the hard drives via the Lego pieces. And then I realized that this would prevent any pussy whatsoever. So I just have it here. This isn't my laptop anymore. This is just the one that I stream and watch the stream on. That's the function of this laptop. It's really nothing. Like I only turn this on now to watch myself, so that I could ensure that at least the stream is on, because I can't see it from the phone. I'm using a back camera, so these are the little tidbits. I've actually gotten questions before, surprisingly. Hey, Pigcake, what's your setup? Which astounds me every time somebody says that and sends me a message. Hey, man, what's your setup? What do you use? How do you record videos? How could you look at this and ask me that without any sort of irony? How could you look at this right here? Look at this setup. First of all, this microphone, right? So I bought these boxes from Amazon, and I could have actually had this made. So I could have gotten a logo and had this professionally made, but instead I used stickers from a package sent to me by a person that's stalking me, and put that on the box around the microphone, and it looks like shit. Right? I could have had it again professionally made. You think you could look at this and think, man, I wonder how that guy's shooting this stuff. How would you imagine? I think, however it is that you could imagine how I'm shooting this is how I'm shooting this. Also, in terms of the other videos, is the same exact thing. Just find a camera and turn it on. Piggy merch. What's the derogatory rig term? Well, it rhymes with vinegar. It rhymes with vinegar. So that's your hint. Use it in a sentence. Boy, this vinegar tastes like shit. You know? So, or boy, um, no, I can't say that. I can't say that on YouTube in 2021. Maybe 2016 I could have, but 2021 YouTube, I can't even allude to that. And the fact that I'm saying vinegar is still questionable enough, you know? They might want to censor the second half of that word on YouTube. It's a weird thing to watch Piggy and pretend to not be a virgin at the same time. That is true. I mention it a lot. Whenever you leave the channel and you stop watching, right? And then you come back and go, oh man, I used to watch you like 8 years ago. I go, yes, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want, because that means that you've moved on to better, bigger, and better things. Mm. What's that thing sticking out from your N rig? I just mentioned this. This is a wireless extender, which allows me to extend the Wi Fi range on this laptop because it's through the wall. Are you into mysticism? I can't see. You don't seem like the religious type. I'm not the religious type, but I'm also not like an atheist. I'm also not one of these militant atheists that's with the hat, and you have these arguments online as to the the lack of a god, right? I'm not that, but I'm not religious. I'm not religious, so I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to that. I'm also doing this, and I apologize because I pulled a nail here, and it's just there, right? It's like when you lose a tooth, you gotta tongue fuck it. It's the same thing that I'm doing here. Don't think that this is some sort of Twitch or autist thing. So please don't disregard that. I hate that I put attention to it. There was something here I read. Okay, hold up. Fuck. Why do you wear an Egyptian life symbol? Because I'm Egyptian. My mom got this in Egypt in the 80s, and I made it into a necklace. And I've subsequently gotten a ring and also earrings that have that. Just I like the symbol; it looks cool. But it's OG, OG. That's the motherland. I think I was made in Egypt. Believe it or not, I think I was made in Egypt. My mother had relations in Egypt, and then I shot out of her vagina here in the 305 Miami, but I think I was made in Egypt. I haven't asked, but it's been heavily implied. Um, so, by the way, I write notes for these, right? But here's the type of quality of notes that I want you to understand. I put on the channel here, the effort that I put here, right? So the first thing is Pepto Bismol. Now, here's the thing: I'm retarded, right? So I have a hernia. I didn't know it was a hernia, but I also had a stomach ache. So I took Pepto Bismol, and here's the thing: I don't know if you guys remember this, right? But Burger King a couple years ago, they had, I believe, 2 years in a row where they had a black Whopper. And I don't mean like, oh man, hey, lock your doors, sort of Whopper, right? I mean like an actual black Whopper, right? For Halloween, it's supposed to be scary, and people would report online that it turned your stool black. It turned your stool black, right? Which, if you're not familiar with what that means internally, it means that you could potentially be bleeding in your intestines. That's what a black stool means. And so the Whopper made your stool turn black. Here's another thing that I've learned: Pepto Bismol turns your stool black. And as a matter of fact, if you read Pepto Bismol, it says on the bottle, do not consume this product if your stool is black, right? So it says that on the bottle, and it's obviously something you don't want to have. But it subsequently turns your stool black, like blacker than this, essentially. Blacker than Wesley Snipes is what it turns your stool into. So that's the top thing that I wrote here that I want to mention on this, more as a public service announcement, not as something that took place to me, but as a public service announcement. So if your stool is black, you might want to go to the hospital because that means that you are bleeding internally. However, if you took Pepto Bismol, it's okay because that turns your poop black. Now, if you Google why is my poop black, the first thing that's going to come up is intestinal bleeding, which is going to scare you, right? You're going to freak out. You're going to go, oh shit. But then, uh, the other part that's you realize, oh, I had Pepto Bismol. Maybe that turns it black. And then you realize that it also does that. Leonard says, black doesn't black mean blood? That's what I mean. Yeah, black means blood. But apparently, because of the chemical composition of Pepto Bismol, it combines with another substance in your intestines and makes it look black. So that's the reasoning because of that. Um, so that was the scary thing that I had to deal with. Let's see. I thought it was a Prince symbol. That'd be weird if I was wearing a Prince symbol, right? Just unironically, like I really like Prince. Um, Color changing trick. How about? Yeah, it's a color changing trick. It just takes a couple hours to do. It just takes a couple hours to do. You have to go, hey guys, watch this. And then you go into the bathroom, you do your business, and then you go, come inside, look at it. And you show everybody your meat log, right? And then you flush it, and then you go you go you wait a couple hours after taking the Pepto Bismol, and you go, look guys, watch now. And then you squirt another one in there, and then it's black, and then it's a nice effect. It's a nice effect for the whole family. So there you go. Strain equals pain. Are you a magician? Says Stephen Mosley. He's asking George McCrate if he's a magician. I thought you were asking me if I'm a magician on my magic channel. Right? I didn't realize this. I have 2,000 videos on the channel. 2,000 videos, I think. More than 2,000 videos on the channel. I'll tell you right now. I think it shows it here if I'm not familiar. It's still loading. I don't think I've signed into this. But 2,000 videos I have on the channel. The majority are unlisted, right? I think I only have about 900 listed, maybe 1,000. But I didn't realize that. That's kind of nuts. 8 million views, which is, I guess, for 5 years, is not really that impressive. But to me, it's impressive. To me, it's something that I'm happy about. What's wrong with Prince? Nothing's wrong with Prince. Nothing. Well, he's dead. Nothing's wrong with Prince. When it comes to uh, socially, I guess. But wearing a symbol like a Prince symbol, I think that'd be a little bit too much. Let me see. Black. I already read that one. Just when. Okay, hold up. Just think all the people out there that think we were made in romantic lovemaking session when really they were a quick load in a dirty toilet. That's a good way to describe Egypt there. Adit Khan says, dude, our people have the perfect religion for magicians. There's promise of 72 ladies. I hear the stipulation for that, but it's manageable. It's manageable. Okay, I guess it's manageable. It depends on what you define as manageable. Although I've heard that that's a myth. I've heard that that's something that people have really rolled with it. Um, I hate this keyboard, by the way. Where does 72 virgins come from? Let's see. Very soon. Yada, yada, yada. It says, Hori. Where did the notion of 72 virgins in Islamic paradise come from? So it says, I hate that this is a paragraph. I'm sure you could explain this in a sentence. This is literally an entire paragraph that I don't want to read here, an entire essay that I don't want to read. I want somebody to explain it to me angrily on Reddit. That's what I want. You know, it's crazy, by the way, on TikTok, right? I find Arabic women to be particularly attractive. I think it's because I'm an Arab man. However, I find them to be very attractive. And what happens on TikTok is you have a lot of very attractive Arabic women being not so Arabic, right? And you have them like, oh shit, when you show up to whatever and your ankles showing or whatnot, right? And they make jokes about that. All the comments are legitimate people that are upset as to their whoredom and them showing like their shoulder, them showing their hair. Do that. Next time you see a very attractive Arab woman making some sort of Arab joke on TikTok, look at the comment section. You're going to find a lot of people that look like me writing angry comments. You know, may Allah forgive you or whatnot. Unironically, it's very, it's a fun hobby. Let's go through here. Sorry. Prince is the only cool prince. Prince Andrew getting sued for the Epstein thing. Okay. I wasn't thinking of that prince. But yeah, that Prince Andrew was a little bit sus, gotta say. He was into some sus stuff. And he has that wonderful interview where he talks about not sweating, right? And he's there, like, I think he's there with his arm around, like, what looks like to be a child, and there's a whole back and forth. He's a fun character to look into, Prince Andrew. If you have some time in a rabbit hole and you want to go down a rabbit hole, I suggest you look into Prince Andrew and his whole stuff. The other thing I wrote for myself here is crackheads in the neighborhood. I don't live in a terrible spot, but I live in a fairly interesting part of town where crackheads are very pervasive and they're always around, right? And their culture is hysterical. Their culture is really funny because they hang around each other. They have a home, by the way. They're not homeless. I've seen them. They come out of some place that I'm sure they pay like $50 a month for, that they probably don't pay for, and they have a home. I'm sure it's terrible. Probably looks like shit, but they have a roof over their head, and the culture among the crackheads here is crazy. It's hysterical. I saw one or what probably looked like a crackhead blowjob the other day. That was interesting. The one that I saw, which was kind of funny, is there was a crackhead on the back of a bike, like a bicycle, not a motorcycle, a bicycle, and the guy was running, like just rolling down the street with the crackhead there. It almost looked like a crack Aladdin, like on the carpet ride, but on a shitty bicycle. And I saw the guy go one way, and then I went into the gas station. I grabbed what I wanted, and then I saw him come back the other way without the crackhead in the back. This weird toothless crackhead lady, and I assumed that he dropped her off, to do a trick maybe, and then he left. But it was just a weird thing. I love the culture. Every time I see one, they're always doing something interesting. They scream at you from time to time, but they're harmless. They're not gonna do anything, which is odd because it's not like, well, they have anything to lose. And the worst part is the cops don't do anything about it, right? Speaking of all the ACABs, right? All the Emily ACABs writing up what do you call this? Very strongly worded tweets. The cops don't do anything about it. They just watch them conduct their stuff. But you know what? Honestly, I would do the same. I wouldn't want to do the paperwork. I wouldn't want to waste it because they're just gonna come back and do the same shit if they get arrested. But it's fun. It's definitely a fun thing to look around. I'm tempted to make a video on it, like an actual video, where I take the camera and actually record the activities just as like a Pig Cake Plus style video. But I don't know. I don't know. I really have to find a motivation to record crackheads and see what they're doing. And you see the little baggies everywhere, and they literally do the deals in front of the cops. I've seen a cop pumping gas directly in front of a deal that I saw from a block away. My eyesight's shit, so I see the deal happening. I see the cop behind him, and he's looking at them, but they don't care. They don't care. It's an interesting thing. So the crackheads in this neighborhood are definitely interesting. And if you have crackheads in your neighborhood, just know I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Luckily, they haven't made their way to the houses, right? I don't see them in the actual neighborhood area. I see them near the stores, so they're away. But I would love to record it. Let's see. Crackheads are bad news. Yeah, but these are tame crackheads. These aren't like what would you say? I've seen bad crackheads. I've seen the Los Angeles crackheads. Right, they're fucking terrible. The ones that are screaming at you, getting in your face. These crackheads are chill. They'll blow you if you give them $20 for whatever they take. Which was another thing that I saw, which was interesting. Some hotel employee coming out from behind the bushes with the same crackhead that I saw behind the bike, and they're tame. They're not crazy. They're not screaming in your face, punching the air. I've seen that in the Venice Beach. This is ridiculous. Also New York. Seen that very commonly in New York. Here there's little pockets, but it's not huge. American culture, fun to look at. Trippy Red better than Juice World. Trippy Red better than Juice World. Well, Juice World is dead, right? He died because of retardation. I feel. Trippy Red, is he still alive? Is Trippy Red still alive? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But Juice WRLD died because of retardation. That guy could have gone out scot free, right? He could have been good, but instead, what Juice WRLD decided to do was, oh shit, I'm gonna do a lot of time, and then ingest all the drugs before they managed to take it from him. What a weird way to go out, a stupid way to go out, and unnecessary. He wouldn't have done time probably. If he would have, it would have been nothing. I mean, look at what's the other guy, Takashi. He did like 3 seconds in prison. Ridiculous. Let's see. Hold up. It says crackheads in the UK are ferocious. How so? How so are crackheads in the UK ferocious? Am I familiar with bump fights? Yeah, my favorite meme of the guy from Bump Fights was that he went on the Dr. Phil show dressed as Dr. Phil, making the point that because obviously he was getting shit for taking advantage of these homeless men and having them fight and do all that stuff, and then he went on Dr. Phil's show dressed as Dr. Phil, essentially alluding to the fact that Dr. Phil was doing the same shit. He was exploiting these people that are on the show with with their problems, and that was kind of an interesting little take on it. Dr. Phil show is a very interesting thing. The amount of people that have gotten famous from that and being so ignorant. That bad baby girl, that I think now she's 18. She made $1 million in one weekend on OnlyFans. She got popular because of the show, because Dr. Phil's show, and her lifestyle. I mean, she's successful now, but how long is that going to last before she ends up being part of the 27 club? Or even less for her. She's not gonna make it for sure past 25. I can't imagine her investing whatever funds she's gained, putting it into a fucking Roth IRA or investing in crypto. I can't imagine her doing that. I have to imagine she's the type to want to like spend it all in one. What's the word? YOLO, right? To YOLO it out. Bad baby actually exposed the fuck out of Dr. Phil. Yeah, she did. She did, which was pretty interesting to watch, right? Because you get to see the behind the scenes sort of the actions that take place behind the show. But that's always those talk shows. All those talk shows do the same shit. They always exploit people for their own gain. And she was just a bitch that was dumb enough that she's like, fuck this shit. And she got that and used it for gain. And now she's fucking rich as shit from just showing her worked on titties, her heavily worked on breast areas. She's actually not as dumb as people think, as sad as that sounds. Well, I mean, it's like the same thing with Boris Johnson, right? People claim that Boris Johnson only pretends to be retarded, and he really is, out there cutting throats, but he only like pretends to be a retard. I love that video of him absolutely trucking a child playing. I was gonna say soccer, but you guys might go, "What soccer? What's that? What is that? Football, football." That he's playing like a bit of soccer with this kid, and he trucks the kid, which I mean, hysterical, hysterical. If you're gonna play ball with a kid, you're gonna be nice on them. You're gonna be light on them. You might go for the ball, pretend, do a feint. No, no. He literally tackles the kid, which is the most hysterical video I've seen. Made me a fan of his, actually. I don't know anything about his politics, but that alone made me a fan of him as a as a person. Let's see, the 27 Club. Let's hope she doesn't make it there. White Water says that she's not as dumb as people think. She's not as dumb as people think, so she might be, manipulating the whole situation for her favor. So she might make it well past the 27 Club. Another person that I'm surprised has made it past there is fucking Bam Margera. He's been on the news as of late. I remember used to playing him on Tony Hawk, and now every time I see a video of him, he's cracked out, and drunk. Speaking of the liquor, I don't understand how we have so many laws against other drugs, but the good old liquor, good old Budweiser, is still there, active and fine. Tremendous. Jesus fucking Christ. Suggestions for not letting the coin sound with the rings in your hand while doing some tricks. It's inevitable. When you do coin tricks, you're going to hit the rings, right? There are certain placements of the rings that don't make as much noise. If you have the ring, for example, on your forefinger, you're not going to make as much noise as if you have it on your middle finger. Then here, I'm pretty much only making noise, but this lets you know I don't do coin tricks. I don't do much coin tricks. But as far as it's hard, but you could use it. You could use them if you're, for example, doing a bit where you place two coins in the hand and you keep one in the palm. You could actually keep one in the palm and then throw the other one against the ring, so you hear the clink. So it has a little bit of an advantage with coin work. That's really virgin. I apologize. That's some virgin stuff, but they can help out. But if you are doing a lot of coin magic, I recommend not wearing rings. I recommend not wearing it because sometimes, if you have one coin, you're pretending to place it in a hand. You're not, like even that, I kind of hear a little bit of a ting. Not with the bottle cap as much, but you're gonna hear a little something. So you don't want that. So I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all. Usually, I just like them because they're, I don't know, it's bling, right? Pseudo bling. I'm surprised the Jackass crew is mostly alive. That's why I don't really care too much about the hernia, right? That's why this, I mean, I get it, I feel it. It's something that I got to take care of, but it's not a. I see these guys on Jackass, especially the first season when I'm sure they were making like $13 to get hit by a bull, and you see the amount of drugs that these guys were taking, and I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm healthy. I work out, or I worked out before doing this fucking or having this stupid thing, So it's I'm good. I'm good, especially comparing it to the rest of these retards. Let's see. They already tried to ban liquor. The mafia just became more powerful. I'm not saying to ban liquor. What I'm saying is that they're stringent on a lot of drugs that don't necessarily have to have a stringent policy. Whereas beer, it's very loose, it's very lax. In some places you could be 16 and drink legally. Not here, but some parts around the world. But the amount of people that die and the things that it leads to. And I'm not a pot guy by any means. I fucking hate weed smokers and shit. But I understand their plight. I understand their plight. Weed doesn't kill anybody, right? The only time it kills somebody is when it fucking ends up, being a deal gone wrong, essentially. But it's a dumb thing to have this be completely fine and okay, just have an age limit, but then have something like marijuana be ridiculous. Samur says, "I'm Ryan Dunn, and this is a drink and drive." Yeah, yeah, I feel like that's it adds to my point here. It adds to my point about the drinking bit. That was his last prank. But what was I gonna? There was one here. Bam is out of the frame, but look at Stevo. Stevo was ingesting God knows how much fucking shit, and he's made it up. He's turned his life around. Listen, if Jake the Snake Roberts could turn it around, I think anybody could turn it around. Watch, not Dark Side of the Ring, wrestling, not Wrestling with Shadows. He had a documentary that featured him in the '90s, late '90s. Jake the Snake Roberts, and he was fucked up throughout the entire documentary. This was before he had any sort of like legitimate rehab. Oh, oh boy, that's the fun one. How's our boy Danny doing? How about Caesar and Robert? I miss ham radio. Thank you for that. I appreciate the knowledge of people in my life, given through information leaked from people that aren't me. Right? That's always good to know. They're all good. They're all good. Caesar, I used them in a Patreon video recently showing a hypnosis move. Danny's good. He's gonna come down to visit. I think on Thursday. We're gonna get some cigars, but he's up there in Sebastian, being as old as possible. Sebastian, Florida is where you move to when you are an old swinger and you're done with life. You're a veteran or an old swinger, so you move up to Sebastian, Florida, which is about an hour and a half away from Orlando. You know where Disney is. I can't imagine living there. I don't know how Daniel does it. I went up there to help him move, which is where I think I got the fucking hernia. Um, and it wasn't a fun thing. I realized helping Daniel it doesn't lead to good things for me. The first time I helped him was when he was in Brazil, and I picked up some decks of Ramsey playing cards from his house. When I came back to my house, I got hit by a car. That put me out for months. And then now I helped him move, and now I have a fucking hernia. So I wonder what the third one is going to be. You know how things always come in three. I wonder what the third thing that Daniel's going to lead me down, that's going to end in somewhat of my peril, is going to fuck with me now. What happened to Ham Radio? Well, Daniel moved, so we're working behind the scenes on ways so we could do it virtually, and that's the next thing. So, I mean, we're probably gonna do it more soon. We're probably gonna shoot an episode fairly soon or do a live one, because he was just waiting on the internet stuff from my house. I think I'm getting a better internet next month, so we'll do it. We'll do it then. Push through or strip out false shuffle. Push through or strip out. Oh, okay. I was like, those are the same things. I'm a fan of the push through. I'm a fan of the push through, especially when you have a light touch and you're not necessarily doing it. But even more of a fan of a push through. I like the zero stuff, right? Pushing it through you could really get like fucked with that, depending on the condition of the deck. Maybe you might not have the right surface to do it through. But the zero, you could do it anywhere. You could do the zero naked. You know, you could do that just there. The ones in the hands are always great, but I'm not necessarily a fan of the push through stuff. I do it just as like a tick. These nuts. I do it as a tick, right? But I never do anything with it. I haven't. I don't think I've even put a lesson on YouTube or the Academy stuff. I haven't put one on the push through just because I'm not a fan of it. Just because. What decks do I have around here? I have the Gemini deck. I have the Wrangler deck. Grab this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Lots of virgin talk. I apologize to those of you guys that aren't virgins. You can't even see this, but I just do the push through stuff as like a twitch, right? I don't do it with any sort of attempt to fool anyone. I just like the action. The action is very satisfying to do, but I'm not gonna do it with any sort of intent to fool anybody. I just like the actual the way it feels in the hands. You know, as gay as that sounds. Whoa, pig cake. It's 2021. You can't use gay like that. What are you, crazy? But I just like it in that capacity. I don't like it as an official way. Although there are people that kill it. Jason, for example, or Jason Ledane, I think that's how you pronounce it on Instagram, ruins it. Fucking ruins it. Ruins it in a good way. I mean that he just nails it. He murders it. Yeah, I need some podcast episodes. Been listening to Doctor Death. It's crazy what doctors could get away with. Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that. I haven't gone to the doctor in a long time, which is why I'm kind of apprehensive about going to the doctor next month. Because what else could they find, right? What if it's not a hernia? That's the part that I'm also kind of scared of. I've seen the other symptoms for other potential things that I could be, and it doesn't align with them. But I mean, I also don't feel a bump. It doesn't feel a bump. So um, we'll find out, my friends. We'll find out next month when I go and get checked by a resident American physician, and he tells me that I have a virginity problem in my tumbly. That'll be great, right? Um, but bottom deal tutorial, I have one. I think that I've put up that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. That's funny. There's one that's my favorite bottom deal, which is the immediate bottom deal from Ed Marlowe. I'm not a fan of the other one, and I say that because I can't do it. Right, I can't do a good bottom deal. The one that I like is the one that doesn't require any work, which is the immediate bottom deal. Right now, you're not gonna have the same applications as something like the regular bottom deal, but I think that for a lot of magic trick purposes, it's going to satisfy your need to deal a card from the bottom while looking like you're dealing from the top. And I just like it because it takes place as you're transferring the cards from hand to hand. So that one is not that hard, very easy to do. called Immediate Bottom Deal. First time I saw it was by Bill Malone on his Malone Meets Marlowe series from L&L Publishing. And I think Marlowe posted in some fucking thing. That's how you credit, by the way. That's how you could credit absolutely anything in card magic. Just say Marlowe posted it in some fucking thing, and you'll be right. Well, you're not pregnant. Yeah, I'm not pregnant. That's a good one, right? At least it's not. It's not gas. It's not appendicitis. I don't think so because it started in my ball, and it moved its way up to my stomach. So it's not any of that, I think. But also appendicitis, I don't think you could burp. There's some other things with it. So I definitely think that it's a hernia, but it's definitely not fun. Oh, see, Steve-O took the right turn, but Bam did something wrong. Yeah, Bam kept on he kept on the licky. Kept on the licky, man. You want to at least, it's so dangerous what I could do. That's the wild part. I forgot who I was talking to about drugs. Um, but it's definitely scary as to what it is that they could, do to people, especially heroin. Things like heroin and the legal heroin, oxy and all the other shit that you could get prescribed. It's very easy to get and fall into a rut. But fuck it, just gotta. It's selective. I hate that I can't remember what it is. Right, Darwinism. When it's like survival of the fittest. Unfortunately, when it comes to that, as morbid as that sounds, are you just bottom dealing the first card? Yeah, you're bottom dealing the first card. You're essentially doing this thing, right? And then when you transfer the deck from this hand to this hand, that card goes with it. And then imagine if you push this packet, right? So look, let's say I want to push this packet forward. I have to put the deck in my right hand, right? So now I'm ready to do the move again. So you could have people call stop on different packets, and the first card is going to be from the bottom each and every single time. So it's a nice way of doing it. I'm sorry this is kind of a contrived handling. It's the space, okay? But it's a very powerful move, and it's definitely a nice one. Another way of doing that, you don't have to do a bottom deal, but you could do this nice move where you steal it from the bottom card, right? So they call stop. It's not a bottom deal, but when you push the packet forward, you transfer the deck to this hand, and that card gets stolen from the bottom. I don't know if you could see that, but that's another fun little move. I think I had a project with that. So when you, I hope this isn't blocking it, but you want to push that packet forward, you're going to do this thing, right? So when you push that packet forward, that card that's on the bottom is now on the top of that packet. So you could do that for the four aces, assuming the angles are right. You could push that off there as you do it that way. So that's another little fun thing I played around with. Just other fun things. You could do that as a force. That's a lot of virginity, my friends. That's a lot of virginity. The next thing here that I wrote down for myself that might be a little bit virgin-y. Passive aggressive Starbucks. I went to Starbucks yesterday. They're very passive aggressive when they're working by themselves, and I understand it. Listen, I'm the pedestrian and civilian of the century, right? I've mentioned this before. When when it's my turn to walk across the street, I run across. I'm always giving everybody the right of way, just like here, man, please go. I'm always very polite. If a restaurant closes in 30 minutes, I don't go there. If a restaurant closes in an hour, I don't go there because I'm like, no, they're cleaning up. I don't want to be an asshole. But that Starbucks closes at 10, and I was there at 7, and she was giving us shitty attitude because she's like there and she couldn't clean. So I'm like, what? But I mean, I get it, but I'm not being an asshole. You're there, and I'm here, and I'm gonna give you this, so you could get me that, right? And I'm being nice, so I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm sure it's because some asshole probably gave her shit, but you don't gotta take that out on me, all right? The civilian and pedestrian of the goddamn century, all right? Samantha, or whatever her name was. I forgot what the name was, but she gets paid to do that, and I'm giving them a financial incentive to give me whatever I point at the board, right? And I'm being very polite, asking her about her day, and being nice, not being a dick, understanding of her, right around. She's like, "Oh, guys, I'm gonna be a little bit." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, take your time. I'm not in a hurry. Please take your time. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole anytime I deal with somebody. I hate people that do that when it comes to the service industry. That they're dicks. It's like they're people, right? They're not just objects that are there that are robots to give you shit. They're humans. So it's not like, why don't you just treat them like a person? Doesn't make sense to me. But then you get it off on me, right? Because let's say you have a Karen that came to your store 10 minutes before. You're pissed, you're upset, and now you take it off on me, the civilian of the century. Fuck, now I'm pissed, right? Because you're giving me attitude. So you perpetuate the circle of life. Man, I can't remember the cup size. They look at me like I'm stupid. I say medium. I say medium. I refuse to partake in the fucking games. Okay, same thing with what's that ice cream place? I don't go there anymore because the fucking atrocity that is the names of the sizes. Fuck you. I'm not. I don't want to have it. I want a small. You fuck. Grande. Suck my grandes, dude. I hate that. I can't tell you. I'm shaking out of anger right now at the thought of the thing. I always say medium, and they always understand it. I haven't had a problem going into Starbucks and saying medium. And the one time that I do, I'm telling you, it's gonna be on the news. I'm gonna end up on the news, just in terms of that's kind of turns negates the entire beginning of this aside. No, that I say that I'm gonna end up on the news, alluding to the potential of me, harming somebody. But no, no, medium, medium. You could suck my nuts. I'm not gonna play your game, Starbuck. I don't use the terms we are told to use. What's the one? What's the name of the store? The ice cream place, right? Is it Cold Stone? That it's like the sizes are like gotta have it. Boy, I love this. Man, I love black cock. Like if they're what are the sizes? I know that they're obviously like a stupid thing. They're phrases. But I refuse to play that game. I'm not gonna play that fucking game where you tell me, oh, what type of ice cream do you want? I want a vanilla. What do you want on it? I want cookie dough. All right, that's good. What size do you want it? I want a medium. No, no, no. Sorry, we don't have medium. You do have medium. You have the quantifiable amount of medium. So why can't you understand that when I say medium? You have to tell me to tell you that I want a gotta have it size. What the fuck does that mean? Cold Stone. I think once you say small or medium or large, they look at you funny. I think you got to say it with conviction, man. You got to say it with conviction. The other place that I've been to, which is a trend, by the way, now, they're having restaurants that the waiters and waitresses uh, purposely like talk shit to you, which is funny. There's a place I went to in the beach called Bacon Bitch, right? And it was very weird to get used to because you walk in there and all the people that work there are very attractive, women and Latina girls that are the cream of the crop, and they call you bitch. That's part of the training. So they go, "Oh, morning, bitch. What do you want?" And you go, "Okay, can I have the croissant?" She goes, "The what?" And all the things in the menu are fucking. They have the most ridiculous names. So it's like the puta coffee. Fucking. They have all these ridiculous names. And oh, which one do you want? You want the croissant? Yeah, I want the curly croissant, please. She's like, "Oh, is that gonna be all, bitch?" Yeah, yeah. And the worst part is, and I regret this, and it's almost embarrassing to admit here, but I gave her back a bitch, but it was the weakest bitch I've ever given in my entire life. It was the weakest bitch I've ever given her or given anyone in my entire life, and I hate myself to this day to think about that time because she goes, "Oh, so what do you want?" And I give her the order, and then she goes, "Oh, is that gonna be all, bitch?" And I go, "Yeah, bitch." Like that week, dude. Yeah, bitch. Hmm? Yeah, that's good. Card. Like that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. It just destroys all the norms. And I curse every day. I'm a cursor. I get comments as to how it is that I could live with myself after cursing as much as I do. It's the way I talk, right? It's not that I'm uneducated. I'm very, very educated. But that's why I curse, right? Because of the understanding of the words. You fuck. But I can't do it. I can't do it in public. I can't do it to somebody that I don't know like that. So I gave her the weakest bitch in my entire life. Thank you, bitch. Just the saddest bitch. My God. I would understand it if they ejaculated on my meal. Ask for a frothy coffee instead of a latte and watch the confusion. Watch the confusion. That's hysterical. Yeah, let me get my coffee frothy. Thank you. I fucking hate complicated Starbucks orders. I get it. It's part of the brand, right? Oh, let me get 3 pumps this and 2 pumps that. No, just go in there, order what you want that's on a menu, and leave, please. That's it. You don't need what's this customization bullshit that you got to do? All the customization that you could do at Starbucks, you could do in the fucking counter with all the shit in it, right? With the fucking cinnamon and the sugar, you could pay. That's all the customization that you should be allowed to do. And also, don't hog that area. That area is not all for you. It's a communal area. So do your thing quickly and move on. But you have all these people, and I got stuck behind them in line. Oh, can I have 2 pumps of? It's not COVID. I get 2 pumps of caramel. Can I have 3 pumps of this and 2 pumps of that? And can I get the milk on top? And it's the worst. It's the fucking worst. And it takes a year. And what you're doing is that you are demoting the efficiency of the economy. By you doing that, you are reducing the amount of people that could potentially go there and pay for shit because you're asking for all this dumb shit and it usually doesn't cost much extra. So you are, my friend, reducing the efficiency of the economy. And because of that, you should get shot. If I was president, that's how I would run things. What's up, Piggy? It's been a while. I missed the 3 or 4 live streams. Well, you're here, Corn Pop. You're here, Corn Pop. So welcome. Welcome aboard, my friend. It's been a tremendous talk. We've done some false shuffle, some bottom deals. We've talked about Pepto-Bismol turning your stool black, crackheads in the neighborhood. Right now, I'm currently ranting on Starbucks. The people around Starbucks. By the way, I think I'll say it here definitively. This is the best beer ever. This is the best beer um, of all time. I think I'm saying it here. And I'm saying that in the same way that I say the McDonald's hamburger is the greatest burger of all time. What I'm taking account is number one, price, number two, availability, and number three, taste. Okay, you could say, oh my God, yeah, but have you ever had the fucking, yeah, yeah, I've had the fucking $50 burger from whatever the fuck, right? No. Is it available? No, it's not available, right? So this is available, this is cheap, and this is tasty. It's why I say the hamburger is the best one. The hamburger from McDonald's, the cheeseburger, sorry, it's the best one. It's the cheapest, it's the most readily available, and believe it or not, it's not too bad for you. It's not too bad for you. The protein content is good. The only thing that's bad there is the sodium. The sodium. The protein is good. The calories are decent, not tremendous, but they're decent in moderation. The sodium is what's going to kill you. All right. But Bud Light Platinum is the greatest beer of all time. Bud Light Platinum. Not Bud Light. Bud Light is water. But Bud Light Platinum, I'm saying it here unequivocally, is the best beer of all time in terms of its flavor, availability. It's like milk. It's beautiful. It tastes like Coke almost, like a nice soda pop, right? That's funny. Magic Orthodoxy said Bud Light. I said sodium. The sodium is bad for you. I should do this, right? So that's not pointed directly at the microphone and affecting it. But the sodium is what's bad for you in the cheeseburger from McDonald's. The calories are decent. Look up the calories. They're like two something. The protein is also very good for that. What sucks the sodium. They pack that up with so much salt that you're pretty much you're turning into. I'm also dying slowly in my brain. I feel you're turning into SpongeBob without water around him. There you go. What's gonna happen with ham radio? I've already mentioned it. Ham radio, we're obviously bringing it back, but he's now that he's in Sebastian, Florida. I feel like the best way to do it is a virtual one, which we're setting up. So we're working on ways to do that. I mean, and it's gonna look like this, literally. So this is exactly what ham radio is gonna look like. I feel, but with Daniel being here unknowingly. Asahi beer is the best. I don't know what the fuck that is. It sounds like if I say it 3 times, my furniture is gonna start levitating. Look at that, another classic joke there. I've paid for 3 pumps before. You gotta warm yourself up if you only paid for 10 seconds though. Okay, that was a hand job joke. I didn't get that initially, but that was a joke based on hand jobs. Based on hand jobs. So okay. Can you named it? I don't know what you mean by can I named it. Do you mean can I named what this beer is? Bud Light Platinum, and it's also 6%. By the way, I think Bud Light is 4%. So this is you're getting 2 additional percent of alcohol per volume. Oh yeah. Oh, put a. I've had a beer mosa, right? You get that and some OJ instead of champagne, and guess what, my friend? You are partying it up like every redneck hick in the Upper West Side. I made a shit color change that could be done by someone with talent, so not me. Beer has phytoestrogen and prolactin, which increases estrogen and lower test. Switch to the hard stuff. I'm a fan of the hard stuff. I'm a fan of the hard stuff. I've recently become a fan of wine, I think I mentioned this in the last live stream, and we came to the conclusion collectively, as a collective here on the PK community, that shitty wine gives you hangovers. I didn't know this, right? So I'm here drinking like $10 wine, thinking it's tremendous, and I can tell you with 100% certainty, without it being placebo whatsoever, that good wine does not give you hangovers to the same capacity as shitty wine. If you get at least a $20 bottle of wine, 20 to 30, right, for a bottle of wine, you're not going to get a hangover immediately. Whereas me, I'm here dropping 10 bucks on a wine bottle. I'm like, wow, I'm getting a lot of wine. I'm getting hungover while I'm drinking it. And like 2 or 3 glasses, not even a lot. But that's enough to give me a hangover. But I like the hard stuff. I like the cognac. I'm a huge fan of the Nyak. I've tried many, um, but I think it's the superior hard drink. Is that why men who drink a lot grow tits? Yeah, yeah. That's why they get titties and the beer bellies essentially because you're drinking. You're pretty much drinking pasta, right? I forgot who told me that once, but you're pretty much drinking pasta. But yeah, it has things that make you grow titties, which isn't fun. But I think that's in moderation, man. If you have it in moderation, you're good. I don't drink beer a lot, but when I do, Bud Light Platinum, my friends, Bud Light Platinum. That's when I want to treat myself. When I want to pay an additional dollar for a 6 pack. Magic Orthodoxy says that Bud Light Platinum come in cans. I don't think it comes in cans. But then again, that's a South Florida thing, right? Because I've seen other beverages in other places that I'm like, I would kill somebody to try that right now. I'd squeeze a puppy to death to try that particular beverage, but they don't have it down here. So the rules are odd here. And another thing that's weird, I found on the floor a drink that I've been wanting to try. I think I mentioned this before, but I've been wanting to try Four Loco pregame, right? They have a thing called Four Loco pregame, and it comes in a bottle. It's blue, and it's like a thing that comes in a bottle. I saw it on the floor, and I checked every liquor store in I think a mile radius, and no one had it. And I even asked them, I'm like, hey, have you ever guys ever gotten fucking Four Loco pregame? And they looked at me like I was essentially shitting in front of them. They're like, I don't know what that is. Get out of here. Disgusting. Four Loco pregame. Are you crazy? But I saw the bottle on the floor, so I had to have come from somewhere. So we'll see if I could find the adventure of the Four Loco pregame. I even took a picture of it because I couldn't believe it that it was there. Summer Lightning is the best. I miss Daniel. Sad emoji. Let me look through here. Okay, I already mentioned what's going to happen with ham radio. Whoa. Let's see. Yeah, we have one here. You have to be wearing one of those hats that get insulted, though. Oh, that's funny. So they put the hat, right, on you. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they could only insult you if you had the hat on. Magic Orthodoxy says, how long has it been since you mentioned Jabrizi? And do you have a new magic nemesis? I mentioned him in the last live stream because I was pissed that every time I reach out to him in the DMs, because he'll post pictures from time to time that he's here in Miami, and I'm like, hey man, if there's anyone that knows Miami, it's this guy, two thumbs and loves Jesus, this guy, right? So what's up, man? And he doesn't respond, but then he responds to the Shazam woman on his email immediately to be on her podcast. And then also Anna de Guzman doesn't respond to my DMs when she's here in Miami taking pictures in places that I know like the back of my hand. She's like, "Oh, Miami." I'm like, "Hey, yo, what's up? I'm a magician, Miami. I'm the Miami master. You know, what's up? What's up, girl? Nothing. Crickets from both of them. So you know what? They're dead to me. Jabrizi and Anna D are dead to me. I want to make her Anna P, but now she's Anna G. Gone. Man. Orthodoxy, Pig versus Petty would be wild. It would have to be staged because I don't want my two man crushes fighting. Uh, well, yeah, Petty. I still I can't believe that interview is embarrassing now. I look back at that interview and it's very fucking embarrassing that the last 10 minutes I'm completely demolished. And my friend the other day was brought it up. He's like, "Hey, you remember that time you called me hammered?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." I was so hammered that I ordered pizza and just grabbed it and put it in the fridge and passed out. And then the next day I woke up, I opened the fridge and I'm like, haha, pizza. Although here's the thing, right? I've been disgustingly trashed, right? I've been demolished beyond recognition. I remember everything. I have the firm belief that no one misremembers shit when they're drunk. I think that they're lying and they're using the liquor as an excuse to do shitty things. That's my hypothesis. I think that you can't get to the point where you're drinking, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I sucked his dick. I'm sorry, Tyrone. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. And again, anecdotal, I'm just saying it based on me. But I've gotten completely demolished, completely wrecked, right? Rickety, rickety wrecked. And I remember everything. There's not one thing that I don't remember from the night before. I regret it, obviously, but I'm starting to think it's a coping mechanism. Um, Damn, my headphones died. I don't think my office is ready for Piggy's words of wisdom. Well, here's the other thing that I was the other day, right? I was at Walgreens and I had my headphones on. And usually when I walk into a store, I take them off. So in Walgreens, I didn't have my headphones on. I took them off, right? And I disconnected them. And they're like a headset. I've had them many times, right? But I was in Walgreens and I was listening to Sam Hyde. I was listening to Sam Hyde, right? And Sam Hyde, at that point, for some reason, my phone turned on the podcast in the middle of an aisle in Walgreens, and it's Sam Hyde saying loudly, "I'm gonna kill everyone. I want to watch you die." He was doing a joke on imagining a situation where he would go to a stand-up gig and he would tell people randomly in the middle of the show, "I'm gonna kill all of you. I want to watch you die." And he was making that bit, which, funnily enough, I was in Walgreens when that bit projects from my phone loudly in an aisle with a lot of people around me. So it was very embarrassing. It was terrible. I kept trying to pause it and it wouldn't turn off, and it was a nightmare. And it's Sam Hyde literally repeating for 2 or 3 minutes on how he'd kill people, fucking in a mass, like in a mass group. Jesus Christ, that was fun. Some people don't buy it, but if you suck a dick when you're drunk, you probably shouldn't drink unless you enjoy. Okay, hold up. Let me reread that. Some people don't, but if you suck a dick when drunk, you probably shouldn't drink unless you enjoyed it. Okay. I don't know why they took an extra one. You can't really blame them for not wanting to talk to you. I can't really blame them. Listen, I can blame them all I want. All right. I'm a fun guy. When you hang out with me, I'm cool. I'm cordial, right? I can make jokes and stuff. So you're telling me, Jabrizi, that I know you've seen my videos? Jabrizi doesn't want to hang out and do a video, do a collab, do a collab? Bullshit. That's bullshit. All right. And I know Jabrizi knows me. Okay, I know he fucking knows me. It's not like, oh, I'm beneath his radar. No, no, no. That's not the way it works, my friend. Okay, it's like Steven Crowder and Sam Cedar, right? That Sam Cedar's beneath Steven Crowder, so he doesn't want to debate him. It's not that, my friend. We're on the even page. All right, me and Jabrizi, we get the same views on YouTube essentially, 1,000 views. Jesus, but his is worse. All right, his is arguably worse on YouTube because he has several 100,000 followers. I have 50, and we get 1,000 views on the videos. Um, but yeah, I completely blame them. And Anna D, I'm sure, at some point, maybe somebody sent her a video of me making a comment in passing about what I would do, right? What I would do. That's funny. Let me wrote here. Beer bloats me. It makes me feel like I'm a pregnant woman. Yeah, that's why I'm not a huge fan of it. That's why I'm not a huge fan of beer. I drink beer in moderation. I'm not one of these guys that slams them down, as anything should be, right? Mm. This one is good. It tastes good. Um, but it's not like I don't get those people either. The ones that just slam it down and then they fucking shotgun beers. It's like you're taking the highway to titties, my friend. You're taking the highway to having titties. Um, I think I mentioned this. I'm considering I'm considering checking out this inclusivity and diversity and magic conference. I'm considering it, right? It's $100, and I don't want to pay it. I want to see if I can pirate it. I'm just curious. All right, I'm curious about it. That's it. I'm not being cynical. All right, I'm not being an asshole. I'm not being an ableist. I'm curious as to how this inclusivity and magic conference is going to go. It's from August 27th to the 29th on Zoom, and I am curious about it. So I'm considering it. And the reason for that is because maybe I want to review it. Maybe I might want to review it, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see my mood from now till August 28th, and we'll see if I need to be cheapo depot for next month when inevitably I have to get a fucking hernia surgery. Oh, but let's see. Have you considered stand up? Yeah, I've considered stand up, but magic is already bad enough, right? So imagine being like a stand up comedian magician. You got to pick one, and I rather be I rather be on one tip of virginity, which is this, right? Magic. I think this is good enough. And as far as stand up, I can't fucking do. What am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna go up there and make terrible jokes. Like I think my jokes are decent in context, but in a stand-up setting where I had to come up bits and have callbacks and all this stuff, no, no, no. I've written a stand-up set, but it's not gonna be good. I haven't done it yet, but it's not gonna be a good one. It's on 9/11 and masturbating. Like it's a 5 minute set on masturbating and 9/11. So that shows you the ingenuity that I have when it comes to that. Get yourself banned from the inclusivity. That would be funny, right? I get myself banned from the inclusivity one. But here's the one that I had to look up though, right? Because it says that they're going to be so this is what it is, right? Again, look, I know it sounds like it's cynical coming from me, but I'm genuinely curious. It says that this will be a 3 day conference with speakers, performers, and panelists focusing on the histories of women, BIPOC, and LGBTQIA 2S plus. I didn't know what 2S plus was, so I looked it up. I looked up 2S plus, and it's a very specific thing. I hear things in the background, by the way. I hear like voices, like around, like loud voices. So I think that either the crackheads are acting up, um, or there's something going on. A 2S plus. Okay, I looked this up, and it was some Native American stuff. It was some Native American stuff, but that's kind of I hate this keyboard so much. This keyboard is gonna be my 13th reason why I can't even right now. Okay, hold up. Two. Okay, A copy paste. LG. Okay, thank you. Thank you. There you go. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. By the way, I typed that up and routers came up. That's how you know. Oh, Two Spirit. It stands for Two Spirit, which is for Native Americans. So that's what I had to figure out. That it's for two spirits. So individuals that consider themselves both a masculine and a feminine spirit, and can be used by some indigenous people to describe their sexual, gender, and/or spiritual identity. So that's what that one means. So I'm curious, man. I'm curious for this particular convention, right? Obviously, it's a virtual convention. If it was a personal convention, I think 100% I would attend. I think I would have attended it 100%, regardless of where it was. And my current hernia, I think I would have attended it. It is a virtual convention, right? So it's not going to be as interesting as something in person. But we'll see. We'll see by the end of the month if my curiosity gets the best of me and I decide to join the diversity convention and see what's up with that. Again, all in good fun, right? I'm not being a cynical person. I'm being very um, forward with this, right? I'm being very progressive, which is usually hard to believe coming from this guy, right? But it's a black hole in the Cygnus interstellar dust cloud. Okay, that's fucking tremendous. I'm going for a 3 day rave this weekend, and I'm taking my cards along with my Molly. Wish me luck. Oh boy, man, good luck, my friend. I don't understand the appeal of taking playing cards to a rave, right? I've been to a couple of these music festivals, and again, I realized that the best way to enjoy them is under the influence of something. People like drugs. I don't take drugs. I drink though, and that's a new thing. I've started drinking late in life, so I believe when I was 27 is when I started drinking. I'm not gonna say my current age, but it's recent that I started drinking. So I started drinking later on in life, and I'm catching up now for all the years that I wasted. But music festivals, you have to be on something. You have to either be drinking. I went to music festivals, most of them sober, straight edge completely. and they were not fun. They were not fun in the least. But I remember the last day, it was a EDC Orlando event, one of the years that they had it here. And the last day I had, I think, 16 White Claws, maybe. Like 16 White Claws and those other drinks, whatever they are, Trulies or whatnot. I had a total of 16, and I was not well, but I was having a great time at that particular one. Jonathan Rosario says, "Hope you continue to accumulate Bitcoin." I have, my friend. I have continued to steadily invest in the cryptocurrency, right? Seeing that that's the future of uh, of technology, hopefully, right? And I'm glad that you make me know that every comment that you leave, calling me a dumb retard, which is true. It's definitely true. I'm Christian, so I don't drink. I don't think that's the way it works. I think Christians are allowed to drink. From my understanding, it's the people that look like me that aren't allowed to drink. You know, the slims, as I like to call them. Bless up. My daughter Jade says hi. Say hi. I'm gonna say hi back to Jade. Right, Jonathan. I'm glad that. By the way, I think you. What was it? You took the other account. No, I forgot. I think you had another account that left like a cryptocurrency thing in one of the comments, and I'm like, this fucking guy. It's this motherfucker. No, I am Christian. Oh no, obviously you'll know. Yeah, but that's not one of the things of Christianity. Not to drink. That doesn't make any sense unless you're like a particular sect. Maybe that I'm unfamiliar with. Obviously, you would know better than I would. Obviously, right? Because you're in that life. But um, that's a weird thing. I haven't come across a Christian that's a non-drinker because of Christianity. Even Jesus was turning water into wine. Very cool magic trick, right? He was out here killing it. Which was a weird part too, because every time I went to Catholic church, you had to do the little wine stuff. I never took it because I was straight edge. That's how straight edge I was. I would get into arguments with significant others, saying like, "So you're not gonna drink anywhere, nowhere." So like in a wedding, you wouldn't drink. I'm like, no, no, I wouldn't drink for anything. And then eventually, I turned around and decided to be fun. What's your favorite topic? Studying psychology. Well, the textbook that they made us use back in the day was for written by Zimbardo, Philip Zimbardo, right? And Zimbardo did all the studies on. He did what's the name of the place? Abu Dhabi, right? It wasn't his study, but he used that as an example in his later years to compare the idea of the environment creating the evil, which is something he's turned around on recently. But I mean, he still pretty much is the person that has pushed that idea more than anyone because he did the Stanford prison experiments, right? And those were it was a fucking great case study on people. So that was definitely my favorite thing when it came to psychology was the that particular aspect of it. Looking at that study and looking at the conformity studies and all of those, and I just don't understand how he went back on it. Like he went a lot back on a lot of things. I'm thinking as much as it pains me to say, it might be a little bit political that he went back on his earlier findings on the psychology of evil being created by the environment around you. So his idea was that you could be a decent person, you could be a normal, well-founding, or good, wholesome individual, but placed in a shitty environment, and you could do evil things. Which he used Abu Dhabi, which is when they had a bunch of war prisoners and these soldiers that were otherwise great people, they had families, they had kids, they didn't have any track record of doing anything negative or evil, and they were taking advantage of the situation and sticking, broom poles up these people's, butts and stuff, and really doing bad stuff to these prisoners, having them pose naked and doing all these crazy things because of the environment around them, right? Because they were in this environment where they didn't have any supervision, they were pretty much allowed to do whatever they wanted. And he went back on a lot of those things. And again, I would think it's definitely fucking a political uh, statement that he's making. Zimbardo's beating dolls, didn't he? For the beat me to it. He married the nurse that told him to bring it to an end because it was doggy or dodgy as fuck. Yeah, that chick and the thing that told him, listen, man, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And he's like, no, we got to do it. We got to do it for the art. And it's definitely a fun one. He has a lot of videos out. He has a lot of things on it. The interviews after were great. The interviews directly after, and then the interviews. I didn't snot, by the way. I snorted. That sounded like I shot it out, but I shot it in. Oh, but the interviews directly after and the interviews years later. with the participants is very interesting because you get to see the participants and their motivation behind their actions. Great stuff, great stuff. And that was my favorite part of psychology. I really loved that aspect of it because, it shocked me when I learned it. It shocked me when I saw the results of the experiments. So every year that I taught it, the kids would always be completely surprised, and they would never understand how people could do that. And then the best example is the Nazi. The Nazis essentially. You could have a group of individuals that were otherwise well rounded, and they were, because of the environment, taught to believe a certain thing, and they committed atrocities essentially. So it's a great thing. It was really a good study to look at. Again, not a great thing humanitarian wise, but when it came to his studies, Zimbardo stuff, it's great to look at just to see the nature of humans and what we could do. Milgram, yeah, Milgram's another one, which was hysterical, right? If I remember, that was the shocking one, right? The one where they had the authority figure keeping telling him to shock the stuff. Then there was the one with the line conformity test. I think the Solomon Ash, if that was the name of it. Not to get too virgin here, but boy, that was a great one because it's like it happens. It happens every single fucking time, and you could do it. You could replicate it if you have a large enough group of people, and everybody says the wrong answer, and you're the only person that's not in on it. Almost guaranteed that you're gonna say, yeah, dude, you know what, and conform with the crowd. It's universal, and it's a great way to prove how much we can conform to societal norms. Let's see. Dope content made our day. When pig cake NFTs for magic content, I'd buy. Pretty much retired, bro. Let's go. Can we get the old school where the music blows out the windows? Well, I was watching some video, right? Because every Friday I want to put out like an old video that I put out, and I hate it. Every time I hear a video that just blows my shit, I'm like, I'm not gonna put that. Fuck that. It bothers me. So maybe I might do one just for old time's sake, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. Young and Freud. Yeah, I should put my thing as an NFT. I've been considering it, right? I've been considering putting the pig cake logo as an NFT just for shits and giggles, but we'll see. Young is better than Freud. We could be on the next level of synchronicity by now, but instead the West decided they want to slam their mothers. Well, Freud is an interesting one, right? Freud is an interesting one, and I think a lot of people, especially, and I hate to say this, dumb bitches that take one class in psychology, right? Misunderstand Freud, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, I see myself in Freud, and I understand, his definitions and shit." But Freud was another interesting character, and I just love the idolization that people have for this guy, right? Who was just coming up with essentially shit. Like he was coming up with just hypotheses and stuff, and looking for ways to prove what he thinks is right about stuff representing certain things, and the value of dreams, and certain childhood things that could later come out as traits that you have later on in life, but it wasn't founded on anything other than just potential thoughts and shit. But you have people that are like fanboys and fangirls of Freud that swear by it, and it's like it's proven incorrect. So I don't understand why people still idolize the guy. And it was like a massive Koki, which I'm not saying that's the example of him being a bad guy, but like it's just hysterical that they have that they idolize this dude, right? But all his shit has pretty much been proven time after time not to be anything of substance. Oh, let's see. Is magic your main job? Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, through the good effort of your boy here, at least for the past 5 years, I've been full time on YouTube and Patreon, mostly through the good graces of the Pig Cake How Magic Academy. So that's been my full time. What Freud did is show people that they could think about those things. However, wrong. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. There is some merit to it. I'm not saying that it's all trash, right? Freud's his approach to stuff, but it's mostly just it sounds nice. I think that's what really got him popular, is that it sounds nice and it sounds plausible. Now it does show that certain people do have these fantasies and these jealousies based on parents, and that thing could translate on to actions later on in life. But I think it's circumstantial. I think it's very circumstantial, and it doesn't apply to the masses. Who's the other guy? There was the guy that was the empathetical guy. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Rogers, right? Carl Rogers. Which let me tell you, that guy really invented the pickup game, essentially, without realizing it. Just listen to what they say and tell it back to them. That's pretty much it. That's what people want. Oh, hey, man, I had a crazy day last time. You had a crazy day last time? Yeah, man, it was nuts. This guy came after me and he shot me. The guy shot you? Yeah, man, it was crazy. He had a gun. I didn't even see it. He had a gun? How come you didn't see it? Well, it was hiding, and it's just that. It's that, and essentially, I think he was the guy behind the humanistic. Oh Jesus, some fucking guy with a train horn. He was the guy behind the humanistic approach, if I remember correctly. But that guy really made psychologists rich in 2021. There are two types of Nazi women working in the camps. One woman was forced, so they didn't act violent, and they were called miserable. And the sadistic one, this has been proven. I studied psychology. I studied psychology since my early teens, and now I have a deep passion for it. Yeah, it's great. It's a very easy thing to get passionate for, right? It's what I wanted to do. But then eventually I decided, you know what, I want to be a teacher. And then obviously that went away. So then right here, your boy's on the magic tip, which is not a compromise. Magic's always been my first and foremost love, but I never thought that I could do it financially feasible. Not stable. It's never stable, but financially feasible. Um, let's see this one. Let me go back here. Brainwashing is what they did. It's completely different psychologically. They weren't rounded. The Nazis aren't a good example. And the Japanese are better. There were issues with the study. The study has been redone in different aspects and unable to reproduce them. There's actually a funny one. Anyone in the right circumstances could do bad stuff. Yeah, I could tell how much you love teaching. Well, I still do it. I still do it technically, so it's just a different way. The only weak man, I will let himself be defined by one moment. Hold up. Only a weak man will let himself be defined by one moment. That wasn't even in his control. Excuses him. I just coined that. TM. Weren't you Canadian? The fancy stash? No, where are you from? You're from the States, if I remember correctly. What else do I have here? I think the last one that I had on as a topic in my very detailed list here is dogs on leashes. But I think I already bitched on that in the last stream. I think I already bitched there. I mentioned that I want to scream at people that don't put their dog in leashes, right? And I realize that that's completely determined by how attractive you are. So if you're an attractive woman and you don't have your dog on a leash, I don't care. Like I will be less inclined to want to scream at you. But if you're some like old bitch and you're there and I you don't have the dog on a leash, I'm gonna scream at you. Like I'm gonna tell you, hey ma'am, excuse me, bitch. All right, you might call me a Karen, bitch, but you got the dog on the leash. Then what's gonna happen is the dog's gonna run to the street, get ran over, and then it's gonna be a tragedy. That's your fault, bitch. El Gallito Bakery says, nice handwriting. Yeah, my handwriting is pretty terrible, right? These are some notes that I wrote for myself. These are the notes that I wrote for the rating hottest playing cards. This is literally the only notes that I wrote for that entire video. Sexy in a shy kind of way, right? This is one that I thought was funny. Looks like he owns an Ethereum shirt. So that's a note that I found for myself. And then this is another one that I thought was pretty funny that I wanted to mention in the video. She looks like she's had a UTI for 5 years. So those are my notes for that particular video. Here's a Gemini ACAN trick. Here's an ACAN force and any card and any number force. Shuffleboard with a phone. And then lastly, Turner. Some notes on a book that he sent me. With his Out of This World, which I can't tell you how much I hate Turner's Out of This World, and some Tequila Hustler stuff. Good shit. So that's what's in my notebook. Now this I mentioned this. You could erase this notebook, which is why I only have a couple pages. But yeah, thank you, Gallito Bakery. You fuck. Let's see. Did you hear about the Olympic camera guy who stopped filming the athletes to film a roach on a bench? I believe it. I didn't follow any of the Olympics. The only things I saw about the Olympics were the attractive people that came out of it. All the Russian supermodels that were in makeup and wearing hoop earrings, running. And keep it on, please. Why do people always think that they wouldn't fuck their own mother to save their daughter? That's weird. That's like one of those. Oh, would you rather, fuck? Would you rather suck Tom Arnold's dick or have Wesley Snipes? Uh, it's like all those terrible bar things that you say at too late at night. Did you? Okay, I already read that one. I'm fleeing Babylon. Maybe I'll come work for you and DeSantis. Nice. Well, you know who you can't work for, my friend? You're not going to be able to work for Cuomo because you got the Cuomo out, right? I thought he was going to make it through. Honestly, I thought that guy was bulletproof. Cuomo from New York, but they kicked him out today. So he's out, which is interesting, right? The other guy that I think they're wanting to get out is the guy from Cali, if I'm not mistaken, Newsom, Gavin Newsom, which is kind of interesting because I thought these guys were bulletproof. I thought these governors were bulletproof, and you got Andrew Cuomo who's out. Are you a Cuomo sexual? Am I a Cuomo sexual? I want to buy one of those shirts. Ironically, ironically, I want to buy one of those shirts. The other shirt that I want to buy that I might purchase, but I don't want to. Okay, the other shirt that I want to buy is let me see if I can find the shirts. I'm not gonna tell you who sells them, uh, but I want to buy this shirt and have it on a video, right? Xavier's fucking hysterical. Win a ticket to outer space. What? And it's this dude uh, in a fucking spacesuit on Instagram. But let me see what the shirt says. So the shirt that I want to buy. Oh man, this is rough. This is rough. I want to buy this shirt that says, "Come on, load." It says, "First, I do card tricks, and then I smash the patriarchy." I want to buy that shirt, uh, and wear it on a video. I want to buy that shirt and wear it on a video. So I think I might have it made. I don't want to pay the place that makes them, but I want to have it made and put it on and see what happens. But I saw that shirt yesterday, and oh boy, man, I was excited. I was excited. California just signed into law that you could print your own ballots. That secures a Newsom recall election form. What a joke state. Jesus, man. Well, Florida's good. I'm happy here. Shit that I didn't know happened, but I saw that shirt, man, and that's a rough one. Do you know? Can you play guitar? No guitar tabs. I have a guitar, and I never learned how to play it. Right? I only use it like as what do you call this? A like catharsis, just to do that. I do that with a keyboard too. I like just replicating certain sounds, and it was cute when I was like 8, and I could hear music and then play it, right, and then replicate it. And my mom would be like, "Hey, look, he could play the song on the piano." It's not as cute when you're fucking and you're as an adult doing that, especially when there's so many talented people. So no, I don't. I'm an awesome guitarist, says Fortuitous Things. Anyone want to bet anyone to eat 10 saltines? No. Yeah, here's the thing. I've tried that. I've tried the saltine challenge many times, and I got all my friends on it back before TikTok and back before all these things became commonplace, right? And they all thought they could do it because you hear 6 saltine crackers, and you're like, yeah, I could do that. The fuck, 6 saltine crackers? I'm a man. I got hair in my balls. I could eat 6 saltine crackers without a problem. Try it. Try it. You can't fucking do it, right? You think, oh, I'm just gonna eat them all at the same time. You eat them all at the same time, your mouth turns into like a woman after seeing a magic trick. It's drier. It's you can't consume it. It's like a ball of you're eating chalk essentially. You can't do it. So I've tried it, and I don't know anybody that I've met that has done it. And I've gotten crackers, and I'm like, oh, big guy, you do it right here. You do it however you want to do it. No water, and they can't do it. They can't fucking do it. I think it's under a minute, no? Yeah, it's a minute. So you assume it. I thought so. Listen, I thought so. I was on the other side, looking in, thinking, yeah, this is bitch made. 6 crackers? I shit 6 crackers. Are you kidding me? you know. And then I tried many approaches. You try one by one, you try all in a bunch, doesn't work. Um, El Gaito says, aren't all U.S. states a joke except Florida? I don't know what you're getting at there. I feel like everything you say has two meanings. Everything you say has multi ways to approach. You know, it's like, hey, didn't you say this? But then it turns out that I didn't say that. But maybe in a Facebook page from 2004, someone found it and is now regurgitating information from it. Maybe it's that. So I always have to be mindful of comments left by you. I beat the gallon of milk challenge. It was easy. Didn't even turn my stomach. I beat the shot of beer every minute for an hour too. I don't get that one, right? A shot of beer every minute. You're having 60 shots of beer, right? But uh, what's 60 shots of beer? An ounce? Okay, hold up. A shot is what? An ounce and a half? That's a shot, right? And this is what? How many ounces is here? Sorry, so this is 12 fluid ounces, right? So let's get the calculator here. Let's do the calculator. I'm probably gonna fuck up the math here, and I already feel like, oh, hey, pig cake, you know that you're a retard, right? Because you did the math incorrectly. Yeah, I'm already saying it before I do it incorrectly. Okay, but let me get a calculator. You know what? This is my 13th fucking reason. I put Windows 11 on this shit stupidly. Cal Q. Okay, fortuitous thing says it's only 6 beers. Okay, so you did the math before I embarrassed myself. 6 beers. 6 beers in an hour? I think that's doable. I don't think that that's out of the question. 6 beers in an hour, that's ugh. Oh, okay. Depends on the beer, obviously. If you get the 6 Lagunitas, you know those fucking retarded IPAs that have 12% APV. Okay, I get it. But this, Magic Orthodoxy says, says it's all about Windows 98 SE. Yeah, on my compact Presario. That's what I want. Trying to run Mist, you know, and then I hear the fans blowing up. The computer's overheating because of Mist, a video game that takes place with pictures. The graphics are pictures, and the computer's about to overheat. Remember the girl who tried to have a Desert Eagle Magnum on her boyfriend while he held a Bible as a challenge? Yeah, yeah, that was the other dumb one. They did it for the gram. I think she had like a couple books, right? It wasn't just one Bible, but she shot him and killed him because bullets go through that. Bullets go through paper, right? It should be logical. I actually think it's 3 beers. Don't make me do the math. I know I'm gonna. If I do the math, I'm gonna fuck it up. But it's not hard. I think a shot is 1.5 ounces, right? So you have a shot every minute of beer. This is 12 fluid ounces, right? So this bottle of beer is 12 fluid ounces. Granted, this is 6% alcohol. So I don't know how this might work, but a shot of beer an hour, I think that's cake. I think that might be easy. That might be refreshing, actually. That might be refreshing. But a shot of beer a minute sounds like what you would drink in a party, right? Because let's say you have this in your hand, right? Oh, conversation. That's a shot, right? So every minute I'd be drinking. That's pretty much every party. Would you dare to say to a feminist that as an opponent of the patriarchy that you are right behind fanny mist? What the fuck is a fanny mist? What is that? I'm not gonna say anything. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but I do want to buy that shirt that says first card tricks, and then I smash the patriarchy. That's what I want. I want to buy that shirt and I want to wear it. And okay. You know what? I'm not gonna buy the shirt. I'm gonna have it made. I'm gonna have it made, and I'm gonna wear it in a video because I don't want to. I don't want to purchase it and then have a thing where it's like, oh, you know, that's my shirt. Yada yada yada. Came up with the phrase, you know. So I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I saw that shirt on Instagram. Oh boy, I saw the people wearing it, and rough. It's rough, my friends. It's rough out there. Um, Answer: there's 20 of them. Says Ragnar Boy. I assume that that's the end of a joke that you probably put in an earlier comment. Happens to die says conformity equals yielding to group pressure. Yeah, that was what we are talking about, I believe, 20 minutes ago. Good to have you on. The shitty pun on feminist, but I nearly shat myself hearing you say it. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm not anti-feminist, man. I'm not anti-feminist. Feminists definitely have their reason for believing their things, right? As they should in a country with free speech. However, again, what we talk about here is not the people that are, level-headed, normal individuals, are the ones that kill it for the rest of them. And I do think that, I have at least met some people that consider themselves feminists that are rational individuals that aren't extremists. But then I've also met people that are crazy and, want to have it by law that men smash their dicks with a hammer monthly. And you go, okay, okay, so you're definitely crazy. Unfortunately, the ones that talk the loudest are the ones that are on that side, the crazy ones, right? Those are the ones that talk the loudest. So those are the ones that you hear their voices, which is unfortunate. But a shirt like first I do card tricks and then I smash the patriarchy. I think that's a little bit on the fringe crazy side to have a shirt like that, a little bit unironically, because like what do you mean? It's 2021. It's not fucking. You're not what's this movie that I was watching? There was a movie. It's a found footage horror movie, right? And it's this couple that they're for the BBC, I think, and they record this village that's ran by this one guy, and it's all girls, and it's just him. And they find out that the guy's been fucking everyone, fucking all the women, including the little girls. So they try to escape with the people. They try to get some people to leave, and it ends up blowing up in all their fucking faces. See that I would understand, right? That sort of patriarchal situation, I would understand. Yeah, fuck that guy. But I'll just leave it at that. Where do I sign up? As long as it's one of those soft, spongy comedy hammers. That's funny. One of these, the same ones that they make the sponge ding dongs out of. 4.6 pints, easy. 4.6 pints. That's the other one. I was at a restaurant the other day, and a friend of mine that's visiting from Washington, he got the boots. The fucking boots. That's more than your stomach could handle at one sitting, and he chugged it. He just drank he wouldn't chug it, but he drank it, fairly quickly. And the boots, it was a German place. I think it's 2 liters of beer. That's unnatural. You shouldn't do that. Why would anyone want that in their lives? I felt gross just watching him do that. Like, you can't do that and then do something productive the rest of the day. You drink that and it's over. The rest of your day is pretty much gone. So you have to train yourself. What's the movie's name? I wrote it down, but it's on the phone. I wrote it down. Every horror movie that I watch, I write on a list and I review it. Let me see what this one is. I remember the name of the guy. The name of the guy was Father Michael. So let me see. Found footage. News documentary. Michael Colt. I'll tell you right now what it's called. Michael Colt. I think it's called Apocalypse Colt. It's called Apocalypse Colt. As shitty as the name is. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's called Apocalypse Colt. It's on Tubi for free, right? So Tubi.com, TubiTV.com. It's there for free, but it's called Apocalypse Colt. As a terrible title, but it was a very interesting movie. It's just like a mockumentary on those. I love watching those found footage horror movies. Although there's a couple that I've seen that I had to turn them off halfway because I'm like, this is trash. This is literally trash. Have you ever been out with a girl who's a sword swallower? No. No, that would be on the corny side, and I don't think I hang out with enough cornies to know anyone that sword swallows. Unless you're using a sword as a metaphor for a penis. Metaphorically, right? You're talking about a penis. Talking about a dick flute. A skin flute. Dick flute kind of makes it obvious what I'm talking about, right? Where skin flute has some subtlety. But okay, you know what? I think I am good here. I think this is a good stream. I think we had a nice one. We talked about a lot of different topics, went over some things, right? Some magic stuff. You always have to include the magic stuff. You can't dismiss it, which is unfortunate. because I want to have a stream here talking about things that are relevant, right? Andrew Cuomo, I think, is a little bit relevant, right? Things that are happening, hernias, right? That are being dealt with by resident YouTube magicians, right? Those are good. Funny enough, the last thing on magic, I follow a guy on TikTok now, right? I've been following this guy on TikTok. I think his name is Kyle B. Magic, right? And I think it's this guy. He's the one that I've been trying to find on TikTok because he does like these exposure videos on like the watch guy. That's like all these magicians on TikTok that they people tell him, hey man, here's how you're doing the trick. Like you're doing a trick because of this. It's just two sections, and then the magicians go on Instagram. They make a response, and they go, no, it's not. Look at the back of it, and then obviously they're hiding the actual thing, even though they've been got. And he goes in there and he just fucking ruins it for everyone. He goes, yeah, this is the trick. It's this guy right here. Kills me. Let me see if I could link it here before I dip so you guys can watch this guy. Wrecks my ass. I think he's like a trans guy too. But it kills me. Fucking so funny. Ah, he's such an asshole. And he does it like such a sassy fuck. Kills me. It's so fucking funny. But I'm gonna leave this here in the description. Because I've been watching these guys' videos and it kills me. I hope that you guys could see that link, right? Yeah, you can. Okay, so you could definitely see that link. It's a TikTok link. You could definitely just see the video. You don't have to have the app. But I've been watching that guy. He only has a couple magic videos, right? He only has like fucking 7 or 8 magic videos. But his account, I think, blew up because of it, because he kept finding these TikTok magicians that would show these tricks and go, "Hey, no, that's not the method," even though that is a fucking method. And you have some comments of magicians that are like, "You're ruining it. You're fucking ruining it." I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's killing it. But you know what? That's it. That's the video. That's the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This last one's gonna be a nice crotch shot as I walk to actually turn this puppy off. Man, what's this over here? I realized I had a newspaper here that I haven't really read. It's also old. This is from July 26th, right? This is sort of stuff I have out here that I need to throw away. This is about J-Lo, who lies about how she looks like for clout. Um, oh man, yeah, I realized you can't really crouch like that when you have a hernia. But you know what? I think that's the stream, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around, listening to a grown man talk about magic and other things. Apart from that, make sure to stay safe. Have a safe flight. And boy, I don't know what else to say here. Uh, I guess for the algorithm, leave what your favorite type of industrial shaver is. What's your favorite type of industrial shaver? I like the Wall brand. I've been having a good luck with that. So thank you guys.